I'm Will Sedgley. I farm with my wife Gillian and 4 children. We farm at Lowbank House at Barbon, which is on the Yorkshire, Lancashire and Cumbria border. So our farm covers about 1,350 acres, all rented, lambing around about 3,000 ewes of various breeds, swales, mules and texels, of which about 1,000 of those are texel crosses which are tucked with a Beltex. So we do generally like to buy our Beltex tups out of the Carlisle sales. Do like the fact that the pure Beltex, when we do buy pure Beltexes, I like to know that they are genuinely pure. I also like the health status of the pure pedigree Beltexes, and generally the quality is always very good. We do buy on a budget, so obviously we can't buy the best, but we try and get good mouths, legs and skins. We like using the Beltex through the first cross texels. All the texel ewes are homebred and first cross out of the mule. We use the Beltex because we're trying to breed a good carcass lamb for the commercial market. The Beltex gives that extra carcass, that quality carcass, enough from the first cross to meet the standards that we want. Start lambing the texel crosses to the Beltex on the 1st of March. They'll generally be, well, they will be through by the 1st of April, and then we start lambing the 350 texel cross hogs after that. All lambed inside and then turned out at around 24 to 48 hours old. We also like the Beltex due to the fact that actually they lamb very easily. They've light birth weights, but then tend to grow fast after that. Generally very streamlined, not too much wool on them, so they are easily lambed. We do lamb about 350 of those 1,000 we lamb as hogs. They are lambed to the Beltex-cross Charolais. Again, not a pure Beltex, but we want the Beltex influence on them to keep the carcass right. We sell 90% of our stuff dead weight. Anything that's slightly bigger and better we'll sell. Goes through Kirby Stephen live, but generally we're on contract with Tesco, which is KPAT. We're trying to obviously get, in an ideal world, an E3L carcass, and that is regularly achievable on the deadweight market using the Beltex. So part of our sales is that we sell Beltex gimmers to Nick and Charlotte Brown from Clapton Hall. They have the pick of our best Beltex-cross gimmers out of the texel. They take them in around July time to get them into their system, Heptavac, as hogs again to the Beltex, so like 3/4 Beltex lambs at foot, and they sell them in May as hogs with lambs at foot. I think Nick's been buying those for the last, I think it'll be 8 years now that we've done that, so it seems to be working well for him. And it's nice to see some of the females going off to breed and to local farms.
So I'm Nick Brown. We farm here at Clapton Hall with my wife Charlotte. We farm 150 texel hogs, lamb into the Beltex tub with a view to sell them as half or 3/4 of them with Beltex lambs at foot in the May hog and lamb sales at Bentham and Skipton. We also run a commercial texel flock which sort of has 100-150 texel yows with the best 50 yows put to AI to the best Beltex tups that I use in my pedigree flock to produce cross tups to sell in August. Scan about 100,000 sheep through the winter months. I was shearing 20 to 30,000 sheep in the summer months, but I cut that down to try and concentrate on the pedigree side of the Beltexes, which has now got up to numbers sort of 30 to 35 pedigree yows, flushing 4 or 6 yows every year with a view to try and sell majority of them shearling tups either in Skipton or in Carlisle Society sales in August and September. Best price we've had today is 12,000 for Bronick High Flyer, which was a shearling tup in Carlisle in August 2022. We've had other 4-figure prices like 6,200 for a tup. Had a tup lamb at 3,200 I think, and females up to about 1,800. Generally speaking, we always lamb last week in March, early April. We have tried to bring it forward a little bit, but with me scanning all through the January, February into March, it gives me a little bit of time to get everything sorted, hogs back from wintering, anything that needs done before we start lambing sort of 25th of March onwards. Once we've lambed as Beltex hogs, they'll go into a little pen for 12 to 24 hours. If they're right and look like going on, they're pretty much straight out. We take one lamb off every hog, so they all go out with a single lamb. We don't leave any as twins. We lamb the commercial texel yows at the same time with a view that we'll try and get a lot of their hog lamb twins onto them. And they just seem to go out to grass and balloon like mushroom really. They just grow really well, and 5-6 week old lambs, there's nothing looks better than a Beltex lamb with a real carcass on it. So with the hogs and lambs, today we've just been sort of drawing through them. We'll draw the hogs up and then we'll pull them down and we'll draw the lambs as well. Like, we try and go for the very best lambs with the very best hogs. It doesn't always work, but you try to get the hogs matching as much as the lamb matching really. They're all quite uniform to draw up really, they not take too much. We do keep some texel mules, but they're either them or they sort of go together quite well really. We started farming Clapton Hall 8 years ago. Before that I was working for Frank Towers, working for him, and also doing lambings and 1 to 2 days a week for Will and Gillian Sedgley. I was actually dressing gimmer lambs mule gimmer lambs for Will one day, and we'd just been sorting texel fat lambs, and he said, "Oh, there's some grand lambs in here." So we pulled 50 texel lambs out when we first started farming at Clapton, and I've just been and got 50 to 80 ever since. As soon as he's spawning, I'll have him. we'll go and I'll sort through whatever he's got to look through before he starts killing any lambs really. I'll take the Beltex lambs that are out of his Texel mule flock. I put Beltex tup back on them, which seems to be what my customers are wanting in the very good Beltex lambs, and then that Beltex in the hog as well as in the tup throws a 3/4 bred very good lamb really. The biggest draws to a Beltex are the end product is there to easily sold. If you get it right, yeah, they don't crop bears just as well as some other breeds. They might not have just as many lambs, but if you can get them cropping 170, 180%, like they'll have a lot better lamb than a run-of-the-mill mule or a Texel mule lamb. They're a real butcher's carcass lamb. I think they are as good a breed as any they're definitely as good a breed as any to sell, as a saleable item, yeah. We sell 20 to 30 hogs and lambs in the first sale in Bentham, which is Saturday, to try and just keep cash flow coming in through summer months really. We always take our first cut of 20-25 to Bentham's first sale. There's always quite a lot of customers there. We've now built up quite a following. There's quite a few people who'll return customers, will come back, they'll pick 2 or 3 pens off us every year. So there's quite a few Texel hogs there with good Beltex lambs on, so it's quite a good show to go to. It's very local, it's only 15 minutes up the road for us. I've now built up a bit of a reputation for selling a good hog, but with a freaky, very good lamb on, then I can sell the hog a lot better with a very good lamb than I can with an ordinary lamb. So we did try Beltex Chevrolet one year. The lambs weren't anywhere near as good as a pedigree Beltex, so we've gone back pure Beltex now, and we use pure Beltex on everything, even the commercial Texel yows.
Brown and Charlotte now. 5 and 5, 380, 380, 380 pound of the 380, 380, 380, 300 pound of the 4, and 400 pound, and 400 pound of the 400 pound of harvest up and down the way they go, and 400 pound of the 400 brings it 400, and number 4. 360 pound of the 360 pound of the way they go, 360, in bar, and 4. 5 and 5 again. 350, 350, you want to face with your slip. 340, 40 together to go. 20, 30, 40, 50, 350 to bed. 350, a 30 pound away. How many 380? 350 pound of the 50 pound of the 315, a 350, the last chance line, 315, Russell. Thank you very much.
To be honest, like the Beltex is the best lamb to sell in the fat lamb ring, live weight. They're all E-grade lambs, and they do seem to be able to sell them very well, yeah. So that is why we sort of stuck on tupping all the Texel hogs with the Beltex tup.